Little Snoopy's got the Phanotron spooky bulb now. Oh, wow, that came a little quicker than I thought. So, that's good. I thought it was going to be here next week. You know, well, whatever. That was pretty fast at DHL. So, it's run on Spooky Central. See, there's a computer and a generator. And she's right here. So, her tumor is on her tongue right there. You can see this should be about it, right like that. I mean, that's pretty close. I'll get it closer, but I just got it. And also, you notice what I do is, you notice the wires right there? They're tied. They're physically tied around to the front so they can't pull out. And that's something I think somebody you really ought to do, just to make sure you don't pull the wire out by mistake. It doesn't come out that easy, but it can be pulled out. Another thing I got for her, and I put this in her food yesterday, these are apricot kernels, the inside the apricot seed, and they're known to contain a lot of Laetrile, vitamin B17. So the way I gave it to her was I ground it up, and I took the apricot kernels, put them in a coffee bean grinder, ground them up, and put them in her food. And she had a can of recovery cat food, especially designed for cat recovery. I only got a couple more cans of that, but I'm going to get some other food. And what I do is to make the food more mushy, I can put it in a coffee grinder for a little while, the coffee bean grinder a little while, and it'll grind it up, make the food more mushy so you can get it down into her tummy. But she got about 300 calories yesterday. What I've been worrying about is, maybe it doesn't seem this way now. I don't know, maybe that's snapped back. She should be fully hydrated because the food, I put a little bit of more water in her food, which is the Doc Willard water is mixed in with the regular water with colloidal silver. She gets the Spark herbal cancer support treatment from the vet, holistic vet. She gets the Cancer Support Life Gold drops, CBD oil. Now I'm talking about, well, I was going on the subject with hydration, but I put more water in the food. And also I take the squirt bottle on the corner of her mouth, and I squirt right there. She loves it. She sits there, waits and wags her tail because it feels good. You're washing out all the stuff on her tongue and the saliva and all the toxins. And I'll use up a bottle, you know, at one session. So sometimes I get 2 bottles a day, like squirt on the side of her mouth. She drinks some of that water. So let me see something right here. Yeah, you're wet. I was, you know, if this cancer tumor goes away, there's gonna be another factor that I have to figure in. Is it this that worked, or is it all the other stuff that worked? But now I added this. And actually, I gave her a pretty damn heavy dose of that stuff, man. Because at least the first time, but it was ground up, mixed into food, so it was like a powder. And you know, the food had, like I said, it was recovery cat food, which is packed with vitamins, specially formulated for sick cats. And you had the carbon C60 with olive oil, in olive oil, some salmon oil for taste, and the green Spark herbal blend. It's called Spark. It's an herbal blend for cancer support, and Doc Willard water. And before I fed her that, I gave her the CBD oil, the Life Gold drops, and Live on Labs liposome vitamin C. So it makes her tongue feel better. So anyway, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I think this is going to be a much better shot that this is going to work. Because this bulb, the energy is going this way. It's between these two things, so it's like you're talking that much versus maybe several times, maybe 5 times longer, 4 times longer. So all the energy is, say, 25% of the area plus going one direction. It's got to be at least 10 times more concentrated. Easy. Because, you know, I think the one thing where the spooky plasma or spooky central is, Well, it's definitely less power than the GB4000. And Spooky's got way better software. It's got other things that Rife didn't do, but you know, if they're working for people, screw it, they're working, right? That's what counts. So we shall find out. This thing, it really should be touching her, but I don't want to. She might move if I do that. Usually she stays right. That's pretty close. That's shit. From the bulb to here is 6 inches. She's her head is in that field there, big time. So I don't know how much cancer's left on her. Obviously, something's going on. But you know, I wasn't using the right tool for the job. This is the tool you should be using for the cancer. You could, I guess, use the plasma with a unit that puts out a lot more wattage, but you know, it's gonna work out the same way. It should work. It should work. But, you know, like again, not every Rife machine has the best of everything. But as far as, you know, what are you getting for the money? I'd say Spooky 2, hands down, is the best one. And I know a lot of people probably don't like that who sell Rife machines. You know, I mean, there might be other Rife machines that have certain aspects that are better, but usually the power output, I think, would be the one. But I think with this bulb, this particular bulb, and I'm glad it arrived. You know, they had it packed really good. It was in styrofoam. It's a whole big styrofoam thing. It had no problem. They're supposed to last maybe 10,000 hours. So should be getting at least a couple hundred hours. Hope it works. But you know, like you said, I got this now too, plus the cancer support gold. You know, I just wish you were getting better a lot faster. I heard some miracle stories where cats got better in 5 days. Almost 100%. They were eating on their own and everything. So from the time you were diagnosed, I guess from the time I really noticed there was getting to be a really bad problem was around August 12th or 13th. She went to the vet the 15th. I mean, where she wasn't hardly eating nothing. And so now it's September 11th, 2019. Well, that's been almost 4 weeks, basically. Yeah, it's been 4 weeks tomorrow. Because it's the vet diagnosis happened on a Thursday. She's come quite a long ways in 4 weeks, but I wish she was 100% better. You know, I don't care about her fur growing to full length again back here on the back. This was full length. This never got affected. This got affected by the cancer right here and here. This all came back in. Right, Snooks? She ain't talking too much, right? Sometimes she's quiet. Usually she's a very talkative cat. So, I don't know. It's difficult to say. I can tell you one thing. I did the plasma bulb. You know, obviously the long argon plasma bulb for cancer treatment. Obviously that wasn't. It might have been doing something, but it wasn't doing a lot. You know, because if that was working, she probably got it treated an average of 8 hours a day at the advanced cancer settings, plus all the other stuff I'm doing, nutrition. I'm not depending on this technology only. You know, if that plasma bulb was doing the job, for all God, she must have got, I don't know, freaking at least a couple hundred hours of Rife treatment, easy, for the last 4 weeks. That's a lot. The tumor should be, you know, reduced to basically nothing by now. So I should be eating. Right, Snooks? So, but you can see, I don't know if you can see in there. Yeah, you can see that electrode. See how it's pointed like at an angle? It's making the beams go this way. One's straight, and I got the one at the angle where it should be going right through here. This frequency should be knocking out the cancer 110%. So, John White's advanced cancer settings. And, you know, I've been hearing stuff that it works. So, it's another adjunct. But like I said, I got the right tool now. Plus, this alone usually works too. If you look it up, you look it up in Google. It's never been tested and never been proven to work even to today. There's all these theories, but there's advocates out there that say Laetrile, which is the I guess the patent name for what's in here that fights the cancer, the molecule that fights the cancer. But it's dangerous to take because it's cyanide. Yeah, you got to take a ridiculous amount before it freaking becomes a problem. You know, I tell you, they're really. That's why I'm not sure if this video is going to be around in a couple of years. The way they, Google and YouTube is being owned. Let's say they're not even doing it. They are totally owned by the financial, satanic, vicious powers that want to hold us back. There's no doubt about it. And they'll instruct somebody, anybody that says this and that, you can't do that. And then they just follow little orders. So it comes back on them because, this stuff is not going to be used for even the financial elite because they're surrounded by so many jerks that freaking tell them a bunch of garbage. I always call them the BBBS. They get surrounded by the big bucks BS. Because they're always looking for ways. There's other people always around there looking for ways to extract money from the most wealthy. And they call them like the upper middle class professionals. So, Snooks, you stay there. She has a habit. What's weird is she stays near this bulb, or she pretty much stays in one place. She just plots. That's how she is. So, at least she doesn't move. So she get this treatment for the next couple hours. She'll be getting more of these. And we'll see if this works. It should be from my seat of the pants, observations. And believe me, seat of the pants observations from a guy that can, fix cars besides, do a lot of mathematical things and accounting. The bulb, the light is within a couple inches. That's a big difference from, the 16 or 18 inches on the other bulb. So it is almost 10 times more concentrated right there. Most of the energy is being directed in this direction. So that is, I don't know, maybe 4 times more right there. So you see 4 times 8 times. This thing might be like 30 times more concentrated. I was saying a minimum of 10. But it might be around 30 times more concentrated, the energy that's going into it. Just by seeing how long it is, how wide of an area it's going across, and the fact that it's directional. So maybe it's going mainly over a 90-degree direction versus 360, so say 4 times there. It's maybe a couple inches versus 18, so, or maybe a few inches, so 6 times more concentrated by the length of the flashing. So maybe 20 to 30 times more concentrated. I don't know. But it should be a lot more powerful. And hopefully a lot more effective. The way I look at it is like you're trying to wash away something. Say the cancer is like a spot on the wall. There's spots on the wall. And you're using a sprinkler, and it's really fanned out really wide, and then you bring that sprinkler down to a pinpoint jet stream. That's basically what that's doing. So you'll see then, if the cancer were spots on the wall, dirt, debris, or whatever it is, the jet stream is going to knock them out. The sprinkler system is going to kind of wear them out a little bit. So that's really what it was going on with the argon bulb. And I think they didn't figure this out until they actually got the unit in production. And they started testing on people. They probably tested on people in China that had cancer. They found out that argon bulb wasn't the long plasma bulb, long plasma tube full of argon was not the one to use. And then they came out with this. Because my common sense says that they would have came out with this in the first place, if they were able to test and this on cancer and observe it under a very, very expensive, super high dollar microscope. They had actually tested on people. I'm sure this was tested on many people in China. Far more so than the United States, because you know, get away with a lot more over there in some ways. Probably not going to continue that way though, because the reality is the spread of communism has really been born with the New York financial elite, mainly right out of New York City. Just listen to what the New York Times used to say about things that went on in Russia and China. You know, you wouldn't think there was major problems decades ago. The New York Times was, you know, always covering for, you know, Russia and Ukraine, what they did to Ukraine, and what Mao Zedong did in China. The New York Times always covered for them. So obviously, you know, the New York Times is now dictating, or the ones behind the New York Times are now dictating what could be on YouTube through Google, you know. So, I don't know. I'm going to re-request monetization probably sometime late this month, but we'll sell, and I'm going to take some more videos down that they probably don't like, but in the future they might not like almost anything as benign as this. That's how screwed up. Because I tell you, it's not just about money. People on the top are vicious Satanists. If there's a cure for cancer, I'm not saying that this is actually a cure, but I think it's an effective treatment, they don't want you to know about it unless they got some, you know, it's not just the money. They really are Satanists. They're that freaking evil. How do I know? Because I know what they're like. They just hate. They smile real nice, but they hate people. Trust me, I hate them right back. It's a fact. It's a fact, man. So you got two aces more in your card stack of cards. Number one ace is the Phanotron bulb, which is far more concentrated. Number two ace is the apricot kernels. Like I said, I grind these up in the coffee bean grinder to a powder, and I put some of that powder in the food, which she got last time. So I give her quite a bit the first shot, but I'm going to back off on that. Probably just give her 2 or 3 of these kernels a day, you know. First time, I don't know what the hell I gave her. I gave her quite a bit, I think, but maybe 8 of them or something, which is a lot. But she had it all mixed in the food, full can, a lot of calories, and Live on Labs vitamin C, which is also known to work against toxins and even poisons. What we're trying to do is poison the cancer itself. And that's what this does. They can tell you no, but it does work. It does work. It works excellent. It's preventative too. So that's your two aces: the apricot kernels and the spooky Phanotron bulb. All right, kitty. Keep on trucking, boo boo. Anyway, I'm going to post my June 17th video on the end screen on this, so you can see how she was just not long ago. She was perfect. She was perfect. Real lively little cat, but we'll see. We'll see. She seems okay though. When I get her outside, she perks up a lot too. She just talked to me a little bit there. Didn't get on video, but she goes like that. Right? You like that, huh? Maybe she likes this thing. She does seem to tend to, even though you can plop her down in one place, you can pretty much stay there. She seems to stay. She'd stay next to this bulb sometimes like 10 hours. The other one, but now this one. So we'll see what happens. That'll freaking knock out that cancer, and you're getting loads of Live on Labs vitamin C. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with toxins and a carbon C60. That was my plan all along, to knock out the cancer aggressively, but she's getting a lot of stuff that can, you know, the carbon C60 really absorb the toxins and take them out, and also it's anti-cancerous tumor. You look them up, even under Google, they'll tell you that. And the Live on Labs vitamin C is the most powerful vitamin C going. So you might be okay, man. We're going to have to give you a little bit of these every once in a while, too, in the future. Make sure you don't get... A lot of people have testified, have said that the apricot kernels, after they had cancer treatment successfully, they'll take 5 of those a day or something, and so many years later they don't have any cancer. They never reoccurred. That stuff does work, you know, so whatever. But I'll show you a little clip of her from just June 17th. She was like in perfect condition. It's amazing how fast cancer can grow. And I guess if I wasn't doing this is a very aggressive cancer. It just came on real suddenly. Probably because I stopped the carbon C60. I didn't realize that probably might have been saving her this whole time. So she's getting that every day, a whole bunch of it, twice a day. Right, Snooks?